Now today, I'm gonna be working on the K24 that I'm gonna be putting in the Biohazard Civic. And if you guys haven't seen the previous video on this, I'll make sure to leave a link above. But where we left off is I have the majority of the stuff ready to go, but what I'm actually gonna be doing today is showing you guys how to run AC on your JDM K24. I didn't find too much information on this, and I thought that I would at least share with you guys in case you run into this, because getting the right belt size, getting the right accessories can be a bit of a rabbit hole and a bit of a challenge if you're gonna be doing this on this particular engine or any K20 or K24. So it could be a much easier process for you to run no power steering and no air conditioning, because these are all accessories that you can add on. So what throws a wrench into all of this is that the JDM K24 actually comes with this water pump housing, which is actually a little bit different than the stuff that we got on the USDM cars. So one thing that you're gonna notice is the way that the alternator hooks up to this is gonna be very different than what is on the USDM one. So if you wanna run all USDM accessories, you're gonna need to swap this out with the USDM water pump housing. But if you wanna keep all the JDM accessories because they look to be in pretty good shape, I'm gonna show you how you can run these, especially if you're just trying to get the car running and maybe balling on a budget. So I actually have all the accessories over here, and I wanted to go through these one by one just to show you what you should be looking for if you wanna run AC, if you don't wanna run AC, and what idler pulley you'll also need to run for this. So we'll get to that in a sec. So the first thing is, this is gonna be the JDM alternator. So the only differences really is just coming down to the mounting points. I think on the USDM cars, the mounting point almost goes like this, whereas on this, as you can see, it's like, it protrudes out and then it goes this way. And it's gonna be on both sides just like this. Run-of-the-mill alternator, not too much to say here, but just something you need to know that I don't think you can actually buy this stuff here in the States. So if it ever goes wrong, you're probably gonna have to eventually make the switch over. But just from visually seeing what the engine's condition was when I first got it, I'm gonna take a chance here and assume that it's gonna be all good. Now, this is the tensioner. So this part actually is gonna go a little above the CRV passenger mount, which you actually have to swap over to when you're doing a K-swap in a Civic. So it would line up almost like so. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys in more detail once we go through the installation process. Now, I pulled this AC compressor because I wanna run AC on my car. And I'm using the kit from Hybrid Racing along with the idler pulley kit. But for today, we're just gonna be focusing on the stuff for the engine. So this is a Junkyard AC compressor. You can find these for pretty cheap. If you wanted to go brand new, you can. It's just gonna cost you a little bit more, but since I was able to get this one for, I think it was like 50 bucks or something like that. I mean, it was a pretty good deal. It's a little dirty, so I can go over to the parts cleaner over here, clean that up, and that's not a big deal. But the major thing that you need, especially if you're gonna be running this on any sort of K-series motor, especially the JDM K24A, is you're gonna need this idler pulley. So I think a lot of people, what they do also is you can use a EP3 idler pulley. I think it's a similar design, but you'd have to correct me if I'm wrong there. Something you'd have to fact check. But I'm using this one because it works perfectly with the JDM K24A, and it has like this little attachment in the back here, which you need to have enough clearance on this side when it's all fully installed, so that it protrudes just far enough out so that it will be the correct dimension. And then on top of that also, I have this belt. Now, for whatever reason, I actually had quite an adventure trying to figure out what size belt I need to run. The biggest piece of information that I can give to you is that you want to actually measure the diameter of your crank pulley. And doing so will give you a better idea of what this looks like. And of course, I can't get an accurate measurement right now because the crank pulley bolt is sticking out too far. But this should at least give you an idea of what you should be doing when you're measuring all this stuff out. And you can look up online what the best way to go is. I think there's even a blog post that Hybrid Racing did. And if you guys are looking for any sort of discount on Hybrid Racing parts, you can join my team page, which is also linked down in the description. Anyways, once you figure out the diameter of the crank pulley, you can get a better idea of what length belt you want to run. So I ordered this the first time. I believe I ordered it through Amazon, and then they told me it was out of stock, and then I ordered it from somewhere else. They told me it was out of stock. And then I think I found this on eBay a while back, and you want to make sure that it's the correct number. So I think this was the one that I was looking for this setup. But for whatever reason, today I feel like this may be the wrong belt. I don't know why. I'm just going off of my gut feeling here, but at least it gives you an idea of everything that you're gonna need and what we'll be doing today. And this will put us one step closer to getting this engine finally off the engine stand. And I mean, overall, man, what a transformation. I'm very excited to do this one today. And I think I might just put my head down and knock it out of the park. So let's do it. So what's nice with this AC compressor is that there's like these little notches right here. So that'll make it really easy for us to put this on. And then you're gonna have your lines over here, and this is gonna be full of fluid. So you wanna remember to encapsulate this off. And what I actually did is I just cut the fingers off of a glove, and it worked super perfect just for covering this up in the interim until we put the AC lines on. And we could just slide it on like so. Don't have to worry about it because it's just dangling in the air. We've got brand new, if it would focus, brand new bolts. Gonna go like so, right here, and we're gonna be in business. I think on the 12 millimeters, from everything that I've just been going through so far, typically, if you're looking for torque specs, I'd probably just go like to snug, maybe what, 16 foot-pounds on the 12 millimeters. You just wanna make sure that it's not gonna fly off or anything like that, but you should be okay. But why doesn't this want to thread is the real question. Am I doing something wrong? Perfection. You want to make sure that you're using the longer ones on top, and the ones on the bottom are going to be a little shorter. Now next is going to be the alternator, which I'm going to put right here. If it would slide through. And honestly, this is pretty idiot proof. Everything only goes one way. You don't have to worry about anything being misaligned. So I think we should be all good. Famous last words. Beautiful. Look at that. If it would line up. We got the alternator on now, so now we can go next with the tensioner. And it's gonna be pretty tight through here. It's a Honda, man. You don't have to worry about anything like that getting in the way too much. And that's the beauty of this. If this was some, you know, other automakers, I'm not gonna say any other names out there, we might run into some issues, but this time around, hopefully it's a breeze. But I could be speaking a little too soon. There is one down here that might be a little tricky, but not impossible. And I have the bolt over here, I believe. Might just need to not use impact sockets, maybe a chromie would just be enough to fit through the tight gap. Yeah, man, gotta love a Honda. Just Legos, bro, amazing. All right, we're flying through this. I just torqued all these other bolts down, 12 millimeters on 3 spots here, 12 millimeter bolt here, 14 down here, and now we have this. So if you are not running if you're not running a JDM K24A, all you're gonna do is just remove this piece because it will remove the orientation so that it doesn't push it as far out. But in this case, we need this bracket so that we can run this on this motor. Is it motor or engine? It's always engine, but technically, is it a motor? I feel like a motor is like something for a boat. You know what I mean? Let's drive these bad boys in. Very good. That's 14. Where's my 12? Screw this. Why's that? What happened here? Did I mix these up? Are they different lengths? Interesting, interesting. Interesting. I think they are slightly different lengths. You live and you learn. What's that all about? How about this side? Let me see something here. Okay, so I just realized that there's this little spacer I found from the original AC compressor. If I put that, it'll gap it enough so that this will seat perfectly. So now let's try it this time. See, that's perfect. Now, this side seems okay to drive it in. And I don't think it'll get in the way of the pulley. So I guess we'll just have to give it a whirl and see what happens. And I'll stop bugging you, I swear.
You're good. Please give me something to do today. That'd be nice.
Oh man, it's the right length. I was so worried it's gonna be the wrong length belt. No.
Dude, that was
Honda, isn't it amazing? It's so easy. It's fun to work on. Yeah, get the idler pulley, did the tensioner, alternator, and I'm also running AC. So I got Junkyard AC.
Dude, you're gonna be spoiled. Like you swap with AC.
I know. No power steering. You could run power steering. I think it goes up here, but.
Does it bolt in there, or where is it?
Oh, so this is actually for the engine mount.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there'll be like a little piece that kind of claws in.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is so crazy. Whoo-wee. It's ready to go in. It's just begging for it at this point. Dude, I am just over the moon, man. This is so cool. The neuroticism in me wants to kind of clean up like these little rusted threads and stuff like that. But I mean, come on. At the end of the day, we got the belt length right. So I'm really happy about that. I was very skeptical. You know, there's maybe like a finger's worth when you push down. That's exactly what you want. Belt looks great. This pulley, beautiful, man. Just so perfect for this. And we got AC too. So I think I'll do a more in-depth video on how to set up the AC lines using the conversion kit and all that fun stuff. I still have no idea if this clutch engages or disengages, so I guess we'll have to see once we get to that point. I hope this helps you out with your build. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments and maybe I can help you guys out, or even you guys can talk among yourselves. But anyways, my camera's about to die, so I'm gonna have to let you guys go. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.